Okay, so here we are, and here we are, and here we are. Gosh, I love Forgotten Land. Anyways, so here we are with Friendship is Magic, Season 8 in the books. Um, I have a lot of housekeeping things to do with this video. So first things first, show status. Season 8 is all watched. It's not like a Season 7 situation where I hadn't watched the finale yet. I watched the next episode, which is Best Gift Ever, which is a double-length episode, but it only counted as one, which is in between Season 8 and Season 9. It's not on this tier list. I don't think it'll be on the Season 9 tier list either, but I'll just talk about it super quick. It's fantastic. It is an easy S tier episode. It is for sure gonna show up in the ranking when I'm determining my top 26. Don't know if it'll make it, but it's a whole Secret Santa themed episode with the main six plus Spike. The song at the start of the episode was stuck in my head for like a full 24 hours after I watched it. It's so fun. It's so catchy. You have Applejack and Fluttershy dealing with Flim and Flam again, and it is just on sight. Applejack sees them and is like, I hate them. I have to ruin their day. And Flim and Flam see her and go, oh, it's you. Technically, we're not doing anything wrong, and we know how much you hate that. Their shitty dolls say things like, capitalism is best. The more you spend, the more someone knows you love them. It's so good. You've got Twilight's pudding face. I really liked the Greek fates, the past, present, and future, but they're fucking reindeer, and it's like, this is super neat. I actually love this. You have Discord and hanging out with Rainbow Dash, and it's really fun. It is a special where I'm like, I have nothing bad to say about it. I absolutely loved it. If it was here, it would be, I have to do my thing where I explain the tiers. I mean, if you're watching this, you've probably seen the other one, so you know what I'm gonna say. But it would be S tier. It might even be double S tier. It's phenomenal. So that was one thing I had to say. I watched the second movie, which is Rainbow Road Trip, because I hadn't seen it before. I wasn't sure if I'd actually seen Best Gift Ever before. I didn't want to end the show on a complete wild card, if I'm being honest. Like, no, when we get to ending of the end of the last problem, aside from watching Equestria Girls, which I probably will do and still haven't done, that is how I want to end it. I don't want to end it on the second movie. Let me go ahead and get it done. And it's like a C tier. I think it's fine. It's very pleasant. It's very likable. I didn't find it particularly interesting or particularly funny, but it's inoffensive. I still haven't really talked about the movie, have I? I don't know. I might have to do something special for the movie, because it's dog shit. I fucking hate the movie. Man, I really do have to talk about it, because the movie is aggressively canon. Like, they keep talking about, like Mount Eris and the Storm King, but that, maybe I'll do it eventually. I don't know. I don't want to talk about the movie. Right now, Clay specifically wanted to watch Season 9 with me. We're doing that together. We've watched the first 10 episodes, so I am well within, not that much well within, but I am within the 200 episodes. I have 16 to go. So, who's number 16? Okay, so Blastoise is 9, and then it's the Caterpie. Is it Pidgey after that? I want to say it's Pidgey, which would be 10, 11, 12. Rattata, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, I'm at, like, Metapod, I think, if you're looking at the Kanto Pokedex. Anyway, sorry, that's just a weird me thing. Like, if I get within, like, 150 of a long project, like, I did this with Gintama, I'm like, oh, cool, I have the Kanto Pokedex to go. So that's an update on that. This is going to be a shorter video. I do not intend on getting all the episodes done. At the rate I'm going, I might not get any of them done, because I'm just kind of charging my phone right now, and then I have a video to do with my mom, because we haven't been able to do it because she hasn't been feeling well. She's been having migraines. But while I'm waiting for my phone to charge so we can record, I wanted to see if I could get a few episodes of Season 8 done and talked about. Also, my phone is charging. I don't have it on me, so I won't be using it to check episode titles. So I have no idea what some of these episodes are called. So some of, like, I know this is called School Days. Fucking School Days. But, for some of them, whichever ones I'll do, it'll be like, this is, I might make up a fake title, or just like, this is the one where this happens, like it's a fucking Friends episode. The last bit of housekeeping is today is March 19th. And as you may or may not know, March 19th, 2024 is the last day of winter. It is winter wrap-up day. So if you'll indulge me, I have to at least sing the chorus. I wouldn't say it's my favorite song in the show. I think the aria is probably still the best song in the show, although we did watch Frenemies today, and, like, Better Way to Be Bad is so fucking fun. I love Frenemies. I can't wait to talk about that shit. But if you'll indulge me for just a moment, winter wrap up, let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap up, cause tomorrow spring is here, I had to do at least one. Okay, explanation of the tiers. F tier means it's a failure, it's fucking bad, it's fucking dog shit. There's actually gonna be an F tier episode this season. Season 7 didn't have any, but Season 8 knew what I was missing. D, it's disappointing, it's mediocre, it's just not that good. C is, it's neutral. Either I'm just like, it's super mid and it doesn't do anything for me, or when I kind of factor in all the good and all the bad, they kind of cancel each other out, so it's a pretty neutral episode. B is I respect it more than I like it. A means I like it, I can gush about it, I think it's good. S means it is in contention for being my favorite episode of the season. I can make an argument for it. Double S is it is my favorite episode of the season. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what my favorite episode of this season was. I think there's a few episodes where I'm like, that's a contender. I feel like I have a solid maybe 2 or 3. But I feel like in most seasons I'm like, this is the best episode, and then this 2-parter is also really, really good, and also it's like, generally it's almost like this is the best 2-parter, because a lot of the 2-parters are phenomenal, and then of the other 22 episodes or so, this is the best one that's also phenomenal. I don't feel as strongly about any individual episode, or I'm like, it is the easy S tier. But like I said, I think there's a couple. So we're going to go ahead and get started by going in about the middle of the screen, as we try to do, with School Days, the premiere of Season 8. It's not going to be in B for very long, because this is the most mid I think I have felt about maybe any episode of the show. And I watched Season 6. And I said Season 6 is the most mid-season. Like, there's so many episodes in 6 that just did nothing for me. And this is, to me, really the first 2-parter to be like that. I believe I gave The Crystalling a C tier as well. And while I stand by that, and I think I kind of did the same with Shadow Play, and I stand by that too. They're like a Canterlot Wedding compared to this. I did not care almost at all. When I look at a lot of the 2-parters in the shows, like, what are we doing? Okay, so we're fighting an evil queen who's like the embodiment of darkness and the night and moon itself. And she is going to take over and be a tyrant, and we gotta stop that. Okay, that sounds kind of fun and kind of hype, while also introducing the cast, the elements of harmony, blah, 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 blah. What's next? We're fighting the embodiment of chaos. It's chaos and disharmony, which is our antithesis. And not only are we being challenged individually by him, we are also failing those challenges. Wow, that's really fucking cool. What's next? So, a shapeshifter has infiltrated a wedding. Oh, I mean, they don't even know about the shapeshifter at first, but it's like, a shapeshifter has infiltrated my brother's wedding, and I have to stop my brother from marrying a demon who wants to suck all of his love and take over and become a tyrant, and also save my future sister-in-law, while also fighting an army of bug monsters. This is fucking cool. I'm not gonna go through every premiere or finale, but you see what I mean. You're like, oh, this is really cool. This is really hype. The start of season 8 is, I'm gonna make a school, and I'm gonna teach friendship, but the school board's racist, and they don't want me to. So, my main antagonist, like, oh, that's someone trying to take over the world, and it's like your antithesis in every way with all their cool magic powers. No, I'm fighting the school board. What? And I think the worst part is, I don't think the school is a bad idea. The idea of, okay, what is Twilight's role as princess? It is, I mean, to me, her role as princess is she is the fucking defender of the realm. When shit goes badly, she is the one who takes care of it. Now, you can look and say, well, season 6 is an exception to that because she wasn't able to. It was her apprentice. To me, that's all the more, like, reason for it. It's like, yeah, who took care of it when she was unable to? Her protege. She and her friends are the protectors, and they are preparing the next generation to do the same thing. But technically, her role is she is spreading friendship all across the realm and making people happier and making the world a better place, which is still a good thing. And I think the school is not a bad way of doing that. It's like, look, we can't be everywhere all at once. We don't want to spread ourselves too thin. What if we have people come to us? And they don't just have to be ponies. You know, the movie took us to places outside of Equestria, and honestly, so have the other seasons. Yakistan, like, we've been there. Actually, was that? Yeah, that was season 6, I think. Was it season 6? Maybe it was season 7 when Pinky actually goes to Yak. Yeah, I mean, technically, there's an episode where she does that when the Yaks are first introduced, when there's that whole joke about her becoming a member of the Beatles, which I think is still really funny. Sorry, I had to drink some water. But there is another episode where she does that. They go to the Changeling realms at the end of season 6. Starlight and Trixie go in season 6, etc., etc., etc. We are having every creature, it's not just every pony now, come to us so they can learn about friendship, so they can spread it to their own countries and places. So hopefully it will cause less problems, because more people know how to be friends. I don't think that's a bad idea. And it introduces a new main cast. They are not fully replacing the old cast. And I like how they're not all just one-to-one. Oh, this one is the Pinky of the group. This one's the Fluttershy of the group. So I'm like, yeah, like, Ocellus is kind of a bit more shy. So I'm like, oh, she's the Fluttershy. But she's also the one who's very studious. I'm like, no, she's also the Twilight. Huh. That's actually really cool. Like, Pinky is really close to the Yak. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess Yona is like the Pinky. But I don't know. Silverstream kind of has that Pinky energy. But I can see bits of Pinky in Yona too. And I think that's really neat. I like that a lot. I think our new 6, whatever they're called. I've heard the new 6. I've heard the young 6. I've heard the student 6. I'll probably be referring to them mostly as either like the new 6 or the young 6. I like them. I don't love them as much as the main 6, but, you know, I've watched them for 200 plus episodes at this point. Like, no offense, kiddos, you're just not on their level yet. But I do like them, although I do think Silverstream is a little annoying, so it's, I guess you are the Pinky of the group. Like, I like them fine. I have to give a shout out to Sandbar, because I did not like him at first. I was like, there's something... Dude, like, the way he talks, I was like, dude, this guy eats blunts. Like, he sounds so high all the time, and I wasn't getting into it, and the more I see of Samar, I'm like, no, this dude is fucking hilarious. I love this guy. But so, yeah, I'm like, wait, so the school is, I think, a good idea, I like the new characters that they're introducing. Why doesn't this work? And it's just like, I like the ideas, but the conflict for me feels so weak and uninteresting given what I've come to expect from a two-parter. That's why I'm not big on the Crystalling either. But at the very least, the Crystalling has Starlight dealing with her forthcoming redemption, which again, I don't think is handled super well in season 6 because it happened, her graduation is way too fucking fast. But I like that how the difficulty she has with coming to grips with that, and her relationship with Sunburst. It introduces Sunburst. I like Sunburst quite a bit. I mean, look at this sumbitch. How can you not like this dude? Like, he looks like a fucking chicken. He's amazing. And while this does introduce the new 6, I don't think they leave, at least for me, strong enough of a good enough first impression for me to go, I really like them in this episode. I don't think I started really getting into them until... Is it this one? I think this is the Christmas episode. I liked that episode a lot. It really endeared me to these 6. This was fine. The conflict, here they're fine. The conflict is fine. Chancellor Naysay, I mean, he talked for 4 seconds like, oh my god, I can't take him seriously. Because I'm just hearing the brain. Like, it's the same voice actor. I can't remember his name. I'm like, that's just the voice of the brain. This is hilarious, but it's not like he says anything funny either. He's just an asshole. It's not fun. Discord is an asshole, but he's fun. Chrysalis is an asshole, but she had this great song and this great design, and you've got Starlight in the fucking finale of season 5 when Twilight blasts from Philly Rainbow Dash and Starlight's just like, and it's so funny, and there's just none of that here, and I don't think it's a D tier. It's really not bad. It's just the entire time I was thinking, I don't care. And to me, I don't know, maybe that is worse than being neutral. That's kind of the same thing. Neutral's like, yeah, I don't care. I don't think it's I guess that's it. It's like, I don't think this is actually badly done. I just don't give a fuck. I think it's a C tier episode. I don't remember what this episode is called at all. But this is the episode where Maud gets a boyfriend. So it's probably something like that, like Love is Hard Like a Rock. I don't know. That's not what the episode is called, but fuck it. Love is rock hard. I know that's not the title of the episode, but fuck, it's really bad. We're gonna call it that until I know for sure. Rock hard love. That's it. That's what we're gonna go with. So Rock Hard Love. God, I can't. I fucking can't. Okay. I do need to drink some water. I need to fucking breathe. So Rock Hard Love is the episode where Maud gets herself a boyfriend. While Maud is a lover of rocks, her boyfriend is a lover of sticks. His name is Mudbriar. Mudbriar is not voiced by Jim Parsons, but he feels like he is, because it feels like they just said, we're just gonna take Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory and have him date Maud. And to be fair, I've never really gotten into the Big Bang Theory, so I'm not the biggest connoisseur of Sheldon. This is just like a very... Oh, excuse me. Brain stop for a second. It is a very casual understanding of the character and the show. So maybe that wasn't the intent. Maybe other people don't get that vibe. Like, if people have actually watched the Big Bang Theory, like, no, this is not Sheldon for X, Y, and Z reasons. I can't really say. But I'm like, this feels like Sheldon. Almost every sentence from Mudbriar is like, technically, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, this dude is so annoying. This is hilarious because I think it's really funny. And what sells it is Pinky. The most, I want to be everyone's friend. I am the happiest person in the world. Talks to this dude for 2 minutes and says, I don't want to deal with him anymore. This is before she finds out that he's dating her sister. So it's not even like, I'm super jealous because my sister's happy and like, I want to have, like, he's interfering with our relationship. It's just, nope. I talked to this dude for 2 minutes and I wanted him dead. Pin in that, by the way. Oh god, the ending is, there's so much funny shit in this episode. Seeing Pinky gradually lose her mind every time Mudbriar talks is beautiful to me. I think it's gold. It is, on the one hand, given how annoying because I've said it before, I adore Pinky's character when she's written well because I think she can be genuinely very funny and very endearing. Bad Pinky is so annoying, and seeing her get genuinely annoyed by someone not trying to be annoying and just being themselves feels like karma, and that's great. But also, Pinky is essentially she gets to see what it's like to deal with Maud from the perspective of people who don't know her sister. Because to her, Maud is the greatest person ever. And I love that. I genuinely love how much Pinky loves and reveres her sister. To most other ponies, they're like, look, no offense, your sister's weird. She seems very nice. We're glad that your sister is nice and that you two have a great bond. She's not our cup of tea, though. And Pinky kind of gets to see what that's like in dealing with Mudbriar, because Maud adores him. Like, you actually get to see Maud smile. And like, this is wholesome. This is actually super sweet. Pinky's like, dude, I don't get it. If he makes you happy, he makes you happy, but why does he make you happy? How does he make you happy? I'm not Igus. I don't comprehend. So for the first 2/3 of the episode, this is basically what's happening, and it's fun. I don't want to say it's fine, because like, it is really fun, really entertaining. Then you get to the last third of this episode, and it's magical. It's like Simple Ways, where for 2/3 it's funny, then the last third kicks in, and it just cranks it up to 11. So, Pinky wants to do something for Maud's birthday, wants to throw her a surprise party, and Mudbriar's like, technically, your sister doesn't actually like big parties or surprises. She just tolerates it because it makes you happy. And Pinky's like, fuck no. You think you know my sister better than I do? Bro, I've known her for years, my entire life. She loves my parties. You know what? Let's go ask her. So she asks Maud. Maud's like, yeah, like, I like him because they make you happy. Like, I'm not really a big party person. Like, you know what I would like, Pinky? Like, genuinely dead ass. Just a small get-together. Like, you, me, Mudbriar, Starlight, Boulder. We'd have a great time. Pinky, hearing this, is devastated that though she's thought her, it's kind of like a more subdued version of Secrets and Pies, where it's like, wait, but I thought you loved my parties. What do you mean you only did it to make me happy? I don't understand anything anymore. So she runs away. And that is, like, she's, like, sitting, I think, on a bridge. And she's just like, is today opposite day? What else have people been lying to me about? And she starts imagining her friends. And it starts with Fluttershy. It's like, I'm not shy, and I hate animals. An apple a day? Disgusting. Fashion? Darling, it's ghastly. You can't Rainbow Dash. It's like nice and slow, or it's like slow and steady wins the race. Which, of course, watching this years later, it makes me think of the Chip and Dale movie with Ugly Sonic. Like, no, fast is Sonic's thing. I like to go nice and slow, baby. With the zoom in on his nasty fucking teeth. It's the best part of that movie. Like, I know there were some... I remember when I watched it, I was like, there were some really funny jokes in the background. I remember there was one with Doug and Porkchop. I think they had, like, a law firm. I got a really good laugh out of that, but the fucking Ugly Sonic shit was so good. But then we end with Twilight. They saved the best for last with Twilight just showing up in her head going, I never learned how to read! And Pinky freaks the fuck out and runs back to the rock farm. So she gets woken up the next day by Limestone like, hey sis, so I don't know what your issue is, but if you're here on the farm, you're gonna work, we're gonna go mine some rocks. And Pinky's like, alright, fine. So you're probably wondering why I came here in the dead of night. No, not really, I don't care. To which Marble just gives Limestone a fucking death glare after that. So Pinky's saying, it's like, yeah, I mean, Maud has a boyfriend, and I don't really know what I think of him, and blah, blah, blah. And Limestone's like, a boyfriend? I'm not jealous. Why would I be jealous? Who said anything about being jealous? And then says at one point, it's like, Pinky, you look as miserable as I feel all the time. And I got a really good laugh out of that. So Limestone and Marble, after hearing Pinky talk about Mudbriar, are like, okay, we're going to give you a visual representation. So they take a rock and they're like, okay, what do you see here? I see a rock. Really? Because I see like a diamond. I see the, this beautiful blue gem. Sis, this is just a rock. Like, I don't see it. So then they split the rock open and, on the insides, it's like cluster of beautiful blue gems. It's like, see, Pinky? This is how Maud feels about Mudbriar. So taking the pen out, Pinky's response to this is, oh, I get it. You girls are telling me I have to split his head open and see what's inside, and then I'll understand it. Got it. Oh, wait a second. You're not telling me to commit murder, are you? Like, Pinky, for a moment there, it's not even just was contemplating murder, she went, oh, I have to commit murder. Got it. Like, Pinky, you were looking for an excuse there, weren't you? Damn, Rainbow Dash not liking pies really fucked you up, dude. It's so funny. But yeah, Sheila's like, oh, okay, I see what he's like on the outside, but Maud sees the beauty within, blah, blah, blah. So she apologizes, and she throws a big surprise party for Maud, for every pony in town. But then, up on a hilltop way away from it, there's a more private get-together with Pinky and Maud and Mudbriar and Boulder and Starlight. And that's it. It's so good. You know what? This might be my favorite episode of the season. When I was thinking, I was like, damn, like the episodes that are really good at In Contenders. I wasn't even thinking about this one, but it's so funny. I'll put it in S for now. I feel like there's going to be a solid 4 or 5 S tier episode. I mean, there might be more as I'm talking through it. This might really be up here, but we'll see. This is another episode where I don't remember what it's called. Fuck, what should I try to call it? It's about Fluttershy working in retail and customer service and becoming meaner as she works in customer service and retail, which sounds like it's a really funny idea, and it is, but I don't think the execution... Oh no, fake it till you make it. That, because I was like about to say, it's like, that's basically what the episode is. No, that is what the episode is. That's actually kind of... Anyways, fake it till you make it. The plot of today's episode. Excuse me. Here, I'm gonna get some more water. The cap fell. No, Journey, don't walk on the cap, you damn weirdo. Are you okay, dog? Do you need to go outside again? Okay, I think the dog wants to go outside, which is right over here. So I will keep talking as I help the dog. So Fake It Till You Make It is an episode where Rarity has a fashion show in Canterlot. I don't remember if it was specific. I don't think it was. I don't know if you heard, but like, she went outside and immediately started barking, which is classic Journey. I just kind of find it annoying personally, but anyway, Rarity has a fashion show in Canterlot that she needs to go to, and she has a lot of shit, like a lot of dresses she needs to get done in time, so she's pulling all of her assistants from the Manhattan store, Rarity for You, so they can help with that. So unfortunately, no pony is available to watch the store. So Rarity is pretty much gone to all her friends and people she knows, be like, hey, can you watch my store? Can you watch my store? Can you watch my store? And they all say no, which leaves Fluttershy as literally the last pony left. But Fluttershy goes to watch the store. And Rarity tells her, it's like, alright, it's not super hard. This is where the dresses are, she specifically tells her it's the clothes that make the pony. That's something that, just kind of keep that in mind when people want outfits, blah, 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 you'll do fine, love you, darling, and then she leaves. So there's a dude who comes in and is like, how many threads are in this? I can't be seen with a thread count less than whatever the number was. And Fluttershy's like, I don't know. Tell you what, sir, I'll be right back. So she goes into the back and starts hyperventilating. And the raccoons? Badgers? I don't quite remember, actually. But it is the rodents that were living in Rarity for You back in Saddle Row. Which, fuck, I love that episode so much. Saddle Row is great. They're still working for Rarity. Okay, that's just funny enough on its own. It's like, yeah, they genuinely work for Rarity. It's like, yeah, they've been great. I love that. But they're there to support Fluttershy, and Fluttershy gets the idea, if clothes make the pony, let me put on an outfit, and I can transform into the character. Oh, Journey is wanting to come back inside. You take care of what you needed to. Yes, of course, scuttling away. I guess you're good. Alright, bye, Journey. So, Fluttershy says to herself, if the clothes make the pony, let me put on some clothes of a pony who can handle this. So she dresses up as a very snooty fashion assistant. Are you fucking kidding me, dogs? You just came back inside. What do you want to go back out for? Fine, go. Have fun. So Fluttershy is putting on the outfit of a snooty sales assistant, sales pony. And I love... Andrea Libman fucking kills it in this episode as Fluttershy. So she's this very snooty, this is what you actually need. It's like the thread count. Darling, no one cares about thread count anymore. What they care about is how dashing you'll look in this coutured ganache piece. And shit like that, and I think it's really funny. Then someone shows up, and it's like a little montage of her as a snooty sales pony helping other ponies in the store. Then someone comes in who's, kind of like, doesn't care about any of that snooty shit. So you get hipster Fluttershy, who's like, oh shit, snooty doesn't work, let me try this. And then she's like, got a fucking scarf and like sunglasses or some shit on, and she's like, yeah, so I think the outfit that you need is something like this, because you look totally lit. I think she even says woke at some points, like, you look so woke in this, like that. What? And I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense, which I think makes it even funnier, because Fluttershy has no idea what the fuck she's talking about right now. This is one of those jokes that goes from not very funny to fucking hilarious if I think about it for more than 10 seconds, and I'm glad I spent 11 seconds thinking about it. Then a goth dude comes in, and he's like, yeah, so having to wear clothes doesn't fill the pit in my soul but I don't know. It maybe kind of helps, and I think this one will fill the pit in your soul with just enough blackness to make you almost happy. It's shit like that. And it's so funny. It's gold. Like, okay, we are on track for like an all-time episode here. Again, the voice actress is delivering, the writing is delivering, like the concept is so funny. Then she just kind of snaps. Because it's not like the people that she's working with, or it's like the people that she's helping, are just super awful. It's like, oh, okay, this persona doesn't work with this one, so now I have to make this persona, I have to make this persona. And I could see it if she's like, okay, like, I have like 10 personas, and this is way too much, and it's making me mad. She only has 3, and it seems like she's shuffling between them fairly easily. It doesn't seem like, man, working in retail is making me super frustrated. She just starts becoming really mean. Like, she goes from, okay, I'm kind of snooty. Sorry, that was the Valley Girl. It goes from, darling, I'm a little snooty, into, oh, do you really think you can... I guess the dog's gonna come back in. Oh my goodness. We're playing fucking musical doors. Journey, stop being annoying. Sorry if it seems like I'm a little too harsh with the dogs. I mean, when I came into the house this morning, there was a piss stain and a pile of shit that I had to clean up. And then later on, I stepped in another piss stain. It's why I don't particularly care for the dogs. You can let them in and out whenever they need to, whenever they cry about it, and then this will still consistently happen. Anyways, let's see if I can finish this episode without getting interrupted by the ding-dang dogs again. It is not an episode where Fluttershy is dealing with the stress of retail and it's driving the kindness out of her, because that's hysterical. It's an episode where I guess she just goes mad with power of, hey, I can essentially make ponies buy whatever I want, so now I'm just gonna make them not buy anything and tell them that they look terrible in it. And granted, she does do that, but then even like when she's being the goth persona, it's not like, yeah. I think there is one point where she's like, yeah, I don't think this does anything for you. You should just, like, not. But there's, like, few times where it's trying to be like, man, Fluttershy is becoming so mean. And then I'm like, no, I think she's just in the goth persona. Like, what the fuck? It's an episode with a really funny concept, really funny writing, and a phenomenal performance by the voice actress. But I think the actual plot of the episode... It's like I was saying here. It's like for 2/3, it's pretty good. And then the last third is phenomenal. This is the first third is phenomenal. And then the next 2/3, it just feels kind of derailed. And it's like, it's still funny. But I'm also thinking, it's like this... I don't know what you're trying to do here. It doesn't really make sense. And it culminates with... Okay, so... Fluttershy starts treating the animals like shit. So the animals go all the way to Ponyville from Manhattan to get the main 6, who then get taken to Manhattan, see Fluttershy in the store, are like, wow, Fluttershy's being really shitty. And then Fluttershy's like, okay, if that's... Sorry, I'm trying to get this... Okay, I had to say darling. He's like, it helps me get into character. It's not the clothes that make the pony, it's the words, baby. Well, darlings, if you want to speak with me, I suppose we can do it over here. And she leads them outside and then just closes the door on them, which I think is really funny. So then the main... I don't remember if Spike is there. I'll pretend he is. So the main 6 and Spike go... It's not even the main 6. It's not even the remain 5. There's only 4 of them. So they go to Canterlot to tell Rarity what's going on. Like, yeah, she's even calling the animals rodents. Rarity's like, oh, okay, Fluttershy is off the rails. We gotta go fix her. So now the remain 5 go see Fluttershy in her new element. And Rarity's like, okay, Fluttershy, you're my friend. I love you. Thank you. You're fired. And then she's wearing the snooty outfit. It's like, well, I never. Good luck replacing me. And then she just walks off frame, and Rarity's like, okay, I feel super bad I had to fire my friend, but this is for the best. And then she turns around, and then Fluttershy is there in her hipster getup. Is like, so, like, it's so good that you fired her because she's totally bad at her job, but I've been, like, great, and maybe I should get a raise. You're fired, too. Well, I don't know. This is, like, really bad, LOL. And it walks off frame, and Rarity turns back, and then she's in the goth outfit. Yeah, so, like, blah, blah. I don't even remember what she tries to say. It's like, you're fired too! Like, having to fire all three of them, I think, is so funny. And again, I'm like, the idea is funny. I keep saying the same shit, but that's what my problem with the episode is. It's such a good idea. It's so funnily, I think the writing is hilarious, and I think the acting makes it that much funnier. It just doesn't all come together. The idea of Fluttershy going mad with power, it feels like that's what it is, but I don't know. It doesn't feel earned, and the idea of her being so frustrated and angry at retail that it takes the kindness out of her is hysterical, but it's not the way it's presented. So it's still an A-tier episode, like, absolutely. I want to put it up here because of just how funny it is. But even while I was watching it, I'm like, I don't know. This doesn't feel quite right. Like, it just doesn't feel cohesive, or like it was thought all the way through. Like, I don't know. To me, it really stumbles in terms of its plot. I could still enjoy the episode because of just how funny it is, but man, I don't know what it's just weird. This is an episode called Grannies Gone Wild. I'm like, oh, I don't like the title. It makes me uncomfortable. And it's about Rainbow Dash taking Granny Smith and her friends, which is, okay, it's Granny Smith, Goldie Delicious, what are the others? It's like Annie Applesauce and like something Rose, but it's two of them from Apple Family Reunion and the Keeper of the Lore. And one of them is like heavily flirting with a much younger like bellhop, and I'm like, I don't know, this is also making me really uncomfortable. So the plot of the episode is Rainbow Dash wants to ride this super cool roller coaster. It's like the Wild Blue Yonder or some shit. And Applejack's like, okay, here's the thing. You need someone to cover your shift at the school. I can do that for you. In exchange, Granny and the gals, not the gaggle of gals, but it's more of a bushel. Fuck damn it, it's more of a bushel. Granny and her bushel go to Vegas around this time of year. It's like a yearly tradition for them. Can you go and chaperone them? Like, make sure they don't get too excited, or, you know, you don't lose track of them because, you know, they're old. But, when you get a chance to go on the roller coaster, go. So Rainbow Dash goes, and the Granny and her friends are pretty excited. So they're like, yeah, it's Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash is the cool one. She's the fun one. It's not like Applejack chaperoning us. But Rainbow Dash keeps getting these visions of Applejack saying, it's like, you can't let them do this, or you can't let them do this. And like, man, she keeps getting in the way of the Grannies having a good time because she thinks that they're old and feeble and they can't handle it. And that's the plot of the episode. It's, you know, the moral is, I mean, okay. The moral here is, if the school board tries to get you canceled, use the power of nepotism and your connections to get away with it. Because that's kind of what happens. This episode is, hey, even if you don't like your family's significant other, if they seem like they're genuinely like a good person, like if the relationship is healthy, you should still support it. You don't have to like your sister's boyfriend. But if it's healthy and your sister is genuinely happy, that is okay. And maybe you can find something to like about them anyways. This is like I don't know, be yourself and don't be an asshole if you're working in retail. This is just like, old people are people too. They don't suck. That's kind of what it is. Like, old people don't suck. Is Raymond was like, yo, you grannies are kind of cool, I guess. There's a magician that works in Vegas that's just Trixie. That's just Trixie as a dude. And I think it is explicitly supposed to be Trixie's dad, who I believe I read somewhere. It's like in some like book, like compendium or whatever. Like, yeah, this is Trixie's dad. He doesn't know he has a daughter. Like, oh, that has some interesting implications to it. Okay. It's fine. And yeah, at the end, Rainbow Dash rides the roller coaster with the grandmas and they have a good time. Like, yeah, you want to do this with us next year too? Hell yeah. And like, that's it. It's fine. What I put it here, is it a B? I don't think it's really, I don't know. I guess the moral of, it's not a bad moral at all. I mean, like, man, the moral of old people are cool is kind of bad. No, it's great, but I don't know. I just think I'm very neutral on this episode. I think it's kind of whatever. It's not bad by any means. Like, all right, it's fine. What is this episode called? I think it has something to do with, like, water and sky, because it's about a hippogriff who are the sea ponies, but also not griffins, but they're kind of griffin-ish. What do I want to call this episode? I don't know. I'm not gonna give it a title. We'll just say it's the Crusaders. You know what we're gonna call it? Because we didn't get it in the fucking movie. They had a whole ass section with sea ponies, a whole ass sea pony song, and I paid attention. There is not a single Shooby-Doo. So we're gonna call this episode Shooby-Doo or Shooby-Don't. I don't care. So Shooby-Doo or Shooby-Don't is the Crusaders get called for a friendship problem. And they gotta go to Mount Eris, the home of the hippogriffs, and Twilight goes too, because I guess they've forgiven Twilight for trying to steal their shit. Which I can believe, because the Storm King was beaten, but alright, I guess Twilight's totally forgiven. There, everyone's like, dude, she's so cool. But she goes just to learn more about hippogriff culture, and the Simsa are trying to find a problem to solve. So the problem is this dude, whose name I genuinely don't remember. I feel kind of bad about that. Who is Silverstream's brother, who is part of the New Six. So I think it's his dad is living on land and his mom is living underwater. I might have that backwards. But essentially, one parent... It feels like it's a metaphor for divorce. And that the parents are separated and it's up to the kid to decide which parent do you want to live with. And him not knowing what decision to make. And okay, that is genuinely a very interesting and mature idea for an episode. So what ends up happening is, of our three Crusaders, you have Sweetie Belle, who is saying, okay, you should live on land because Harmonizing Heights is fucking awesome. Like, there's this whole little area where it's... You remember that part in Emperor's New Groove? And it's like when the wind hits when the sun hits that ridge just right, these hills sing. Like, that's what Harmonizing Heights is. It's like, it actually... Journey, are you trying to go back outside again? Oh my goodness. Are we doing this, Doggo? I mean, I guess I got through the Fluttershy episode, so I can't complain that much. No, you don't want to go outside? Okay, you're just hovering by the door. I don't know what you want. Harmonizing Heights is like literally the hills sing, and she's like, dude, this is the greatest thing ever, you gotta live here. Scootaloo isn't as impressed, and then they go underwater to check that out, and she's like, dude, swimming is dope. She even specifically says, like, oh my god, like, the freedom of movement and the speed underwater, this must be how it actually feels to fly. This is wonderful. This is beautiful. Why would anybody not choose this? And again, it's just... Because I remember saying this in the Gabby episode in Season 6. Was was it? Yeah, it was season 6. I was like, this... I'm so sorry, Scootaloo. Like, that's so sad. Like, it genuinely made me, like, really sad. I was like, yeah. So, Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle are having a fight over where he should go, and they have a song about it, and I remember the song being okay. I was like, I kind of liked it. And eventually the dude's like, you guys aren't helping me. Like, you guys can't decide. How the fuck am I supposed to decide? He kind of flies off. And Apple Blue has just been having none of their shit. And there's a point where Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle are like, you want to go here, and you want to go here, and you drove him off. You drove him off. Never talk to me again. Which I think even happens in the song. And Apple Blue's like, what the fuck are you two doing? And when Twilight's like, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Apple Blue's like, I don't know. Ask fucking Tweedledum and Tweedlemoron. And so, they're like, it's her fault. It's her fault. It's our fault. It's on us. Friends again. Friends again. Okay, now let's talk to the dude. They're like, okay, dude. This home is great. This home is great. It seems like your parents both love you and there's no real animosity. Can you just live with both? Can you just do, like, a split custody thing? And the kid's like, that's a good idea. I should do split custody. And, like, that's the episode. And I don't know. I think the subject matter in the episode is genuinely interesting enough that I want to keep it in B. And just that little scene of Scootaloo going like, this must be how it feels to fly, and getting to enjoy it. I'm like, that, you get a B for that episode. You really, really do. So that's Shooby-Doo and Shooby-Don't. So I think this has been about half an hour or so, which is definitely not as long as these usually go. But like I said, I was going to go to get my phone charged. I imagine my phone is probably pretty much there. So I'm going to cut this one here for now. And there is a non-zero chance that the next time I record a Season 8 video, spring will be here.